Hello moms, and welcome to the Preggy's Arena. Again, it's going to be a wonderful time in class today, and as always I am your host, Nurse Ricket. So we're going to be doing a video-based class today, and in today's class we are discussing care of the newborn. So what's your plan? When baby arrives, what are you planning to do? What are the things that you have put in place to take care of baby? So in today's class, what I want to focus on is sharing guidelines with you on what we need to do to take care of these little ones when they arrive. Is that okay? So I'm going to be looking at care of the newborn. By way of introduction, let's start off like this. Every baby is unique. Say yes. Every pregnancy is unique. So what you go through in pregnancy does not determine the level of care that you will give to your baby. Agree? So as soon as the baby arrives, it's important that we bear in mind that every care that they need, every attention that they need, we're willing to give them all through. Yes? All right. So I'd like to ask you, what are these things that we're meant to do for the babies? We're meant to bathe for them, we're meant to feed them, we're meant to keep them warm, we're meant to ensure that they're comfortable. If I had to ask you in order of priority, let's take a look now. So you have to feed them, that's their nutrition. You have to bathe for them and clothe them, that's the hygiene. And you have to keep them warm. What would be priority for you? So tell me now, what would be priority for you? Hygiene, nutrition, warmth. How would you arrange yours? All right. So make sure that you chat me up, okay, and tell me what your own priority will be. Don't ask me what mine will be. But let me share something with you. On the inside of every mother, there's something called a book of discretion. How do I mean? This book is written on the inside of you. So just you knows what to do for your baby part time. Nobody, I repeat moms, nobody can do what you need to do for your baby. You are the only one who can study your baby and know what your baby needs part time. So on the inside of every mother is a book of discretion written. Read your book, moms, and get to study and understand your baby. All right, so let's look at the care that we'll be giving to these babies in no particular order of priority right now. Let's start with nutrition. I'm not going to be dwelling so much on nutrition because one of the audio files that you have has breastfeeding in its complete sense. So I'd like you to go listen to that audio, okay, on breastfeeding. But let's look at nutrition now. Nutrition here, just basics, right? So we're referring to breastfeeding and the newborn with milk, okay, directly from the human breast. That's the definition of breastfeeding, giving milk to a newborn directly from the breast. Now, are there benefits? The answer is yes. So what are the benefits to the newborn? It's the best nutrition for the baby. It contains all the nutrients in the right quantity, right temperature. You're not mixing anything. All the nutrients are in the exact proportion that they should be. Again, breastfeeding helps to improve the immunity of your baby because your breast milk has antibodies and antigens that help to protect the baby. Is that okay? So it creates some form of immunity until baby's immunization profile is complete. That's why baby is not fully protected by their own bodies. Okay, but for now, while you breastfeed your baby, you are creating temporary immunity for the child. Again, breastfeeding can help to improve the intelligence of a child. So you want to ask me how? I'll share. There's a naturally occurring substance that is found in breast milk that manufacturers of formula feeds have not been able to produce. This particular substance has the capacity to improve the development of brain cells. So it is said that this substance helps to increase or improve intelligence. Well, having said that, it's important that you note that it doesn't mean that the breastfed baby is more intelligent than the formula-fed baby. Try and remember that there are several other factors that are responsible for the IQ of an individual. Do you understand that? Okay, so, but breast milk improves the intelligence of a child because it has the capacity to help develop brain cells. Again, babies that are breastfed are less susceptible to allergic reactions, so they don't just react to anything because content of what they take from breast milk is content of what they would finally meet in life, so they don't easily become allergic to anything. Is that okay? Breast milk also establishes bonding between the mother and baby. For the mother, it reduces chances of breast cancer. This is said because the breast tissues are busy breastfeeding, so there's no idle time for them to develop into abnormal cells, which is what cancer is. And then breastfeeding also helps to make your uterus contract. So your uterus becomes smaller and smaller and smaller until it gets back to its normal state. And so you don't look as pregnant as you looked immediately after delivery, something like that. And then breast milk is cheap. Say yes. Okay, so not necessarily cheap, because you'll have to eat good food. Yes, you'll have to eat well, adequate diets and all of that. So it's not necessarily cheap, but the point is that it's available. It's very available, and it's hygienic. Okay, and it's also a means of family planning. All right, that part is a conversation for another day, but I can share with you 3 major conditions. I shared this in one of our audio files too, I think, when we're discussing breastfeeding too. It's a means of family planning. How? 3 major conditions must be met. 1, that you are breastfeeding your baby on demand. 2, that your baby is less than 6 months old. 3, that your menses has not returned. These 3 factors can make the breastfeeding process become a means of family planning method. However, having said that, it doesn't necessarily mean that this cuts across board for every mother. It's not the same. Is that okay? All right, so let's move away from the nutrition part of these babies now, and let's focus on their hygiene. So with the hygiene, what do? We'll have to bathe for them, we'll have to get their clothing on, we have to ensure that they are comfortable. Yes, let's start with the clothing now. With the baby's clothing, how do we work around it? When you go buy baby's clothing, what do you look out for? What sizes do you buy? Are there particular textiles you should buy? Are there particular materials you shouldn't buy? The answer is yes. When you go to do your baby shopping, be intentional. Be careful about buying the 0 to 3 sizes. Usually when we get into the market and say, "Madam, what dress do you want to buy?" Say, "It's for my baby that's coming, so 0 to 3. No. You don't buy everything at 0 to 3s. And I'll tell you why. Babies outgrow the 0 to 3s in a very short time. Those 0 to 3 don't last the 3 months. Okay, 0 to 3 means from age 0 to the 3rd month. They usually don't last. A lot of African babies outgrow these clothing very fast. So here's what to do: buy a few clothing that are size 0 to 3, and buy more clothing that are 3 to 6 and 6 to 9. This will help you not go back to the market in a very short time. Is that okay? So be intentional about that size. And then when you're buying the clothes, be practical. What are you buying? You're buying bodysuits, you're buying overalls, you're buying caps, you're buying muffins, you're buying socks, you're buying towels, you're buying flannels, you're buying shawls. Be intentional. It's not when you go to buy clothes for newborn and then you're buying the spaghetti dress for the girl, or you're buying the short knicker, the bump shorts, what's it called now, for the boys. No, be intentional. They need to be covered for the first 3 months of their lives, moms. Okay, so be practical. Make sure that whatever it is that you're buying clothes that are comfortable, clothes that cover the baby and keep them warm until the 3rd or 4th month mark, where they can now start wearing other clothes that make them look like nice people. That okay? Let's talk about the bathing process now. That part's very tricky. It's very tricky. So in a master class, I'll be demonstrating the bathing process proper. Okay, I'll be demonstrating with bathing for a newborn baby. But for the purpose of this conversation, I'd like you to note a few things. The first question I'd like to ask you is the newborn babies. How often should they bathe in a day? How often should a newborn baby have a bath? Did you say twice? Okay. Is anybody saying 3 times? All right. I hope nobody said once. Okay, so nobody said once. Okay, that's fair. All right, so again, your book of discretion will determine what you do. Is that okay, moms? Your book of discretion will determine what you do. You can choose to bathe for a baby once in a day. You can choose to bathe for that baby twice in a day. You can choose to bathe for the baby 3 times in a day. It depends on the circumstance, depends on the weather, depends on the reason why the baby needs to have a bath more than once. Is that okay? In developed countries, moms, do you know that the babies don't necessarily have to take a bath every day? No, they don't. For the first 7 days, they're just cleaning them up with warm oil, okay, just making them feel comfortable, and that's all they do. They hardly ever pour all that water that we used to do, all that shaking and turning upside down we used to do. They don't always have to do that. All right, so I need you to be intentional when it comes to the bathing process. Another thing I've noticed is that a lot of us are going to be depending on help to bathe for our babies. Not every mom who's listening to me right now is intending to bathe for our baby by herself for the first 4 months of life. Say yes. I know. All right, but here's where I'm going to with this. You need to be intentional. There are times where you will have to face this bathing process by yourself. There won't be anybody to help you do the bathing, okay? Mom may be busy, big sister may be busy, and there's you and baby, and you'll have to do your thing. So that's what I want to talk to you about. I'm not talking about where there is help. However, when there is help, do me a favor. Ensure that you are there. Ensure that you are watching and seeing what is happening. Ensure that you are a part of the bathing process. You're seeing it. You are contributing. You are observing. Even if you're not the one actually doing the bathing, you're observing. Is that okay? Be there. But let's focus on if this was you alone by yourself with your baby now, what will you do? First, I need you to prepare yourself. The bathing process is not so bad. It's not so difficult to handle. So I need you to prepare yourself. And how do you do this? One of the ways you can do is rehearse the process before you carry the baby, okay? Get all the resources that you need, all the materials that you need. Get them. Get them available, get them ready, put them there. I need a bucket, I need water. When I'm ready to bathe the baby, I'll pour water on the baby. Okay, so I need a small bowl. Okay, when I pour water on the baby, I'm going to need soap and sponge, so you need your soap and sponge. Get them. As you're rehearsing them in your mind, put those items down. Do that for the first time until you get to the dressing up point. Come back and do the rehearsal again and see if all the things that you need are already there. That's how to prepare yourself, moms. Is that okay? It may be tricky, I agree. Babies are slippery, especially when water and soap touches them. I agree. But because it is your baby, I can assure you that your baby won't fall out of your hands. Alright, so the bathing process is not difficult. I want you to put yourself together, and the way you will bathe for a normal person around is the way you bathe for them, starting from their head, to their face, to their neck. We'll share that process in just a bit, okay? So let's talk about some safety tips. What are the things I would like you to pay attention to when it comes to bathing these babies? One, make sure that the water is comfortable. Don't place the baby in a bathtub where running water is or where water is running. Okay, don't leave baby there and say, okay, hold on, just hold this place, let me go and come back. No, don't do that. Gather all the supplies that you need, and then lay out the baby's towel when you're ready to dress for them. Lay out the towel, put all the things that baby is going to be wearing on your bed. Don't attempt to dress up for the baby in the space where you bathe for the baby. Ensure that you move from the bathing space to the dressing up space. It will make a lot of difference for you. And let's talk about how to bathe them now. So this is more explained in the master class, but remember that the back of their ear, for instance, you need to pay attention to it, their neck, okay, their armpits, okay, their groins, very close to the to the private parts, okay. Make sure that you wash all of that and you rinse them properly. Be careful and be intentional about water getting to their nose and their eyes. Know that thing, yes. So you have to be intentional about this, okay. All right, so let's move away from the bathing process and let's talk about keeping your baby warm. Now, this is important, moms. Babies are coming from a very warm environment. When they come to us, they expect that we are able to conserve that warmth. We are able to still keep them very warm. If you expose them unnecessarily, you're going to be making baby come down with some form of discomfort or infection. And you don't want that to happen. Is that okay? So intentionally, I'd like you to keep babies warm. Their cap must be covered. Their head must be covered with their cap, their overalls. However, be sure that the weather condition allows for that level of dressing up. Don't just dress up. Don't just wear everything because Nosrika says you should wear everything. No. If the weather feels very hot, lighten the dressing of the baby. If the weather feels very cold, increase the dressing of the baby. Your book of discretion will tell you what exactly to do per time. Don't be afraid of it, moms. Use it, freestyle it, but your book of discretion will tell you what exactly to do. That okay? Always ensure that we do our best at all times to keep baby warm. And why is this? Especially covering their head. This is because babies lose more heat from the head. Babies lose more heat from the head. If you leave their head exposed, the heat that their body is using to balance their body temperature will evaporate, so to speak, from the head, and then that could create some form of discomfort for the child. Is that okay? All right, so keep their head covered at all times. Let's talk about the environment of the baby now. So take a look now. So with the environment, it must be tidy at all times. Say yes, if you agree. All right, must be insect or mosquito free. Say yes if you agree. Yes. All right. No noise allowed. Agree? Nah. All right, we'll come back there. Must be comfortable at all times. Agree? Yes, we agree. All right, must be properly ventilated. Agree? Air fresheners, burning of incense, whatever those things are, we need to, be careful about the use of these chemical products, especially when babies are around. But let's go back to that third point now. No noise allowed. So moms, I'd like to ask you, how noisy should a room be when a baby is sleeping? How active should a room be, or should the house be when baby is sleeping? Do you agree? Are you one of the moms that agree that everywhere must be silent because the baby's in the holy temple? must we have that silence everywhere, nobody talking? Let me share an experience with you. With my first child, I literally tiptoed in my room. I spoke in whispers. No, you can't hear my voice once baby is sleeping. Why? I assumed and believed that he's meant to be asleep and soundly asleep, and everywhere must be peaceful. So I made sure nobody made any form of noise. What did that do? That made him sleep well, right? But when it was time to expose this baby to the real world, it was from church. Went for his dedication, and as soon as music started in that church, hell was set loose, people. He cried from the beginning of service to the end of service. Why? Noise was strange. Nigeria wanted to sleep, but noise sounded so scary and so loud that he screamed and yelled until everywhere goes quiet again. Then he shuts his eyes and wants to sleep. Once the noise starts again, and I cannot control noise in church. That's when I knew that I ran into trouble. That's when I knew that I had done something really huge. So I decided to do something. When his sister came, I told her, I said, babe, welcome to Nigeria. Nigeria is noisy. The generator is next to my room. Music is playing as she wakes up in the morning. Life just goes on without interruption. Life is noisy. Nigeria is noisy. I mean, that's the part of the world I come from. I don't know what part you come from, but I feel that we should not allow the room to be so quiet because baby is sleeping. Allow babies to experience the normal noise level in the house. Allow other siblings to run around, talk to people normally. Let the normal activity that should happen in your house happen. Let it happen. Let baby get used to it. Baby will sleep. Yes, if baby will sleep, they'll close their eyes and sleep. They'll grow up understanding that when I need to do something, I don't really need to wait for a prerequisite environment, okay, to be able to sleep. Okay, so that's my take on the noise. It's okay to keep it down, but completely shutting out noise, no, I don't agree. All right, let's talk about the cord of the baby. How do we take care of the cord of the baby? What's the purpose of this umbilical cord? First of all, the cord of the baby is to receive nourishment, nutrition, and blood and body fluid from the mother. Take it to the baby. Oxygenated blood goes to the baby, circulates around the baby, it is used up, and then deoxygenated blood is sent out through that same cord back to the mother for processing. Agreed? But when the cord is severed, especially at birth, it means that this is because the connect is no longer there. Is that okay? So what now happens? The opening on the cord will remain there. It will take a while for that opening to get closed completely. You then need to be careful so that you do not allow for introduction of bacteria into this baby's body. Every 2 hours we must clean that cord. Moms, every 2 hours we must clean the cord, okay? This we are going to be doing with mentholated spirit and cotton wool. However, we have a small concern with the genuity of methylated spirit around. We have so much of the fake products around that you're not even sure what you're buying anymore. So this has given rise to another product that's a gel. It's called the chlorhexidine gel. The chlorhexidine gel is a gel that is both an antibiotic and an antiseptic, and so you can apply it to the cord and to create for some healing and some protective measure on that baby's cord. Is that okay? All right. The manufacturer's instruction is to use once daily or maybe twice daily. However, use your discretion. Decide and determine how often you want to use it so that you can get the best out of cleaning the baby's cord. Okay. Let's talk about baby's head now. How difficult is this going to be? For the baby's head, it's important that we are paying attention to what the baby's head looks like and how best to take care of the baby's head. Nothing makes it compulsory that you are shaping or reshaping baby's head. No, you don't have to do that. You see some families that will say, no, this is not our family head shape, so we are going to arrange it like this. They press, they squeeze, they make it 4 corners and say, hey, now it's looking like our family. Excuse me. All right, you need to We need to really watch what we do when it comes to caring for this baby's head. I'm going to share a few thoughts with us. So all you need to do is to wash and oil baby's hair, okay, and comb neatly, and help me cover their hair back with the caps we talked about earlier. Agreed? Wash their hair normally, oil it normally, comb it neatly, and cover for me. That's all you need to do for the first 3 months of these people's lives. You don't need to do anything extra. Now when it comes to applying substances, some tribes or some parts of the world have some particular substances that they put on the baby's head. They say that a part of the baby's head is not working very well. That's why they do that. And this is not right. This is not appropriate, okay? So you need to pay attention. Don't apply anything to baby's head. Don't apply anything to baby's head. Just ensure that baby's head is properly covered, oiled, and that's all. Nothing else, nothing extra has to be on baby's head. Is that okay? All right, you don't need to shape on baby's head, mom. Don't allow that to happen. It's old school. It's old school. We don't need to shape in the head. Whatever the shape of the baby's head is going to be genetically created. It's not because somebody shaped it. That's why it became as nice and as cute as it looks. No, there's nothing like that. Babies that their heads didn't get shaped, what happened to them? And they still look very cute and nice today. Hello? All right, so don't allow that to happen, okay? And then always cover your baby's head with a soft cap. I've mentioned this before. Always cover your baby's head with a soft cap. Okay, so let's talk about baby's temperature now. Let's talk about temperature of the baby. Because they are coming from a very warm environment, they are coming to our world. The temperature in our world is not the same as their own world. The temperature in our space is not the same as the space they are coming from. We need to find a way of balancing. That's why I said keeping them warm requires that you are always covering them, so that level of warmth, that secured warmth that they used to experience in utero, they can still experience it now until they adapt to our environment. This is important. Is that okay? However, sometimes their temperature fluctuates, so it becomes higher, it becomes lower. I need you moms to pay attention. There's a device called the thermometer. I hope you have one. All you need to do is simply use that thermometer to check baby's temperature. It depends on what kind of thermometer you got. It could be one that can check at the forehead, it could be one that can check at the axillary region of the baby. Whichever one you got, please make sure that you check baby's temperature as often as possible. Now, what's normal body temperature for baby? From 35.8 to 37.4 is what is normal. Where it is less than 35.8, then you know that baby's temperature is lowering. Where it is going higher than 37.4, in fact, 37.4 is such an extreme. However, what you want to do first is to undress the baby first. Undress the baby, see if you can lighten up. Okay, 36.8 is what is normal. 36.8 is what is normal temperature for every child. But if it rises to 37.4, you know that something obviously is wrong. So I want you to please pay attention to this. After lightening the dressing of the baby, if the temperature is still there, then you want to focus on checking out why, and then getting baby to see a doctor. Okay, moms, circumcision is another thing I'd like to share with you, and this is for moms who are going to be having male babies. So how do you deal with circumcision now? Well, the circumcision, it's a procedure where a small plastic ring is placed on the penis of the baby, tied in there, is used to control bleeding, okay? And then it falls off after the 4th or 5th day, usually. By the 3rd, 4th or 5th day, that ring will fall off. The question now is, what do you do while the ring is on? Nothing. Absolutely nothing, moms. Bathe for the baby and patiently wait for the ring to fall off. I know it's funny, but bathe for the baby, dry up their genital area normally, wear their diapers normally. Once in a while, you can make them lie down, expose the genital area, play with them, just allow for air to get there. That's all you do. If you are given a penicillin cream, for instance, to apply on that place, then go ahead and apply it. Go ahead and apply it if you're given a cream, okay? But if you're not given a cream, please just do whatever the instructions you're given. Yes, obey to the latter. Don't try to do anything extra, moms. No hot water massage, no putting of Vaseline, no putting of concussion, no trying to make it long and straight. It's unnecessary. Allow that baby to be, that ring will fall off and we're all good. That's all you need to do. Is that okay, moms? All right, emotionally now, I need you to bond with your baby, moms. And I need you to start that bonding from now. Let me tell you why. Babies are people. They hear you. They can understand what you say. They may not be able to speak to you or respond to you, but they are people who are sensitive to our expressions. What I'd like you to do, moms, is learn to connect with your babies from now. Learn to relate with them from now. Call them by their names. Allow them to feel that you acknowledge their presence already. You already know the names of your baby now? Call that baby by name. Pray for them. Put your hand on your tummy and decree to their future. Decree into their arrival. Decree into their existence. Speak to your baby moms. Apart from praying for them, gist with them. Sometimes you're alone at home or hubby's busy or something. Talk to baby. Say, babe, do you know what happened today? Talk to them. Let them, especially if you've known the sex, start to develop a relationship with them. It is not when baby arrives now say, oh, it's you that has been there. Welcome. Let baby get used to your voice. Let baby get used to your personalizing conversations for them. That way, when they come, they know how a conversation that is for them feels. And it will not be difficult for them to get along with you when it comes to listening or speaking to you. So moms, please, emotionally, I need you to bond with your baby, okay? Bond with them. Let them experience love already before they arise. All right, in conclusion, moms, I'd like to say very clearly, caring for newborns, they're no big deals. They may be tasking, I agree. They may take all your time, they may take all of your attention, but you see, that's the beauty of motherhood. That's the beauty of utilizing the grace that God has given to us to be alive to take care of our babies. And nobody can take care of them better than you, moms. Nobody can take care of them better than you. Every baby deserves to be healthy, deserves to be happy, deserves to be well taken care of, and deserves to be loved. And so does every mother. Until I come your way again, mom, don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and we are at the Pregis Arena. Thank you all for watching and listening. Until I come your way again, bye.